Okay. We are live, I think. This is weird. It's weird because I'm not looking at Twitch. I don't know how to see us live.
Yeah, I don't know either.
Oh, there it goes. Okay, it's showing. Hey, there we go. Okay. If you don't see a refresh it. It's weird. It's weird because I'm not looking at Twitch.
Oh.
I don't know how to see us live.
Yeah, I don't know either.
Oh, there it goes. Okay, it's showing. Hey, there we go. Okay. If you don't see a refresh it. It's because I'm not
Hello,
looking at
YouTube.
Twitch. Why is it going fast? Oh, is it me? Wow, so you can make playback speeds of a.
Really?
Yeah, that's weird.
Wow.
Oh, you can make playback speeds of a stream go quick. Of a stream go quick. So I'm like, I'm talking mad fast. I'm like, what the hell's happening right now?
That's so funny.
Oh, I gotta bring you back up. You're frozen.
I was gonna say, yeah, I'm frozen.
Hey, we're on YouTube. Eh? I feel so cool. I should tweet, right? Yeah.
I'm very behind. How's the latency on here?
Yeah, it's weird because I put you know what it is? I put the latency is kind of back behind because I put subtitles or closed caption. So closed caption is there. Auto captions are there, so there's no. You can put ultra low latency, but I chose the captions instead.
I see. Okay. That's good to know. Are there mods for this?
Probably.
Interesting.
My profile has. Oh no, we took it out, right? Oh, it's the VGXL Podcast. Oh, that has the YouTube link. Does that not work? Oh, the link doesn't work on Twitter. Wah! It's cut off.
Oh, crud.
Yeah, that sucks. Oh well.
Well then. Then you should make the anchor link that you have there, the YouTube. Although you do have it in the pinned tweet.
Okay. Oh, so I can say that maybe. Check pinned tweet.
Mm-hmm.
No, but then. Whatever. I'm just gonna put it there with a space.
Mm-hmm.
If anyone cares that much, they can fix this. Fix the space when they.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Stupid Kazi-kun.
Listen, Kazi-kun is not stupid. Can you freeze me at a better pose?
Sorry. All right, there you go.
I'm with it.
Whatever. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
You're cute. I like you. All right.
Oh, we forgot about this.
It's a little bit of a bumpy start, but it's okay. Forgot about what?
Hold on. E3.
Being in person?
Mm-hmm.
It's barely news.
I know, but still, it's
barely news.
I know, but still.
Nobody cares.
Gosh.
Nobody cares.
That's rude.
We're on YouTube.
What?
Welcome to the next episode of VGXL. I'm your host, Daniel, aka Games. Joining me is the beautiful Fefer from the Twitch channel, Fefer. And today we're on YouTube. Boo, 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 boo. Hi, Fefer. How you doing? How does it feel to be on YouTube?
Fantastic. Hi.
Hi.
This is different.
Yeah, definitely different. Yeah, we wanted to like switch it up this time around. I've been hearing, good things about you using YouTube for podcasting versus using Twitch for podcasting. So we figured this has been in the works forever, and it's super simple to set up. There's no reason why I shouldn't have done it sooner, but that's life.
Yeah.
Here
we are.
People procrastinate, but hey, better late than never, right?
Exactly.
But never late is better. All right. But yeah. So how you doing, Fefer? How was your week? How were your Twitch streams?
They were good. I was a little up in the air on what I wanted to play this week, but it all went well.
What did you end up playing?
I played a few things. So I offline, I've been playing Yakuza. Right. Last week. That's right. We haven't recorded for this is 2 weeks now.
Yakuza.
So I played Yakuza Kiwami 2.
Right.
Beat that last week.
Amazing game.
It was so good. Oh my gosh. I ended up streaming the end of that, and my voice was so hoarse because I was yelling.
Yes.
And I was just so loud, and yes, it was amazing. It was so good. And my heartstrings. Then I moved on offline because everybody says, oh, 0, 1, and 2 are great, but 3's it's a little janky because it's older and all that stuff. They didn't do the whole they didn't add the bells and whistles.
They didn't give it the Kiwami treatment. Yeah,
they didn't give it the Kiwami exactly. So I started that offline. I agree with what everybody says because the fighting mechanics are janky. It's older. You still have the old stuff in it.
It's like a 13-year-old game or something, right?
I know. Gosh, how dare it be that old and be janky as it is? But it's good. It's good. I'm playing through it. You got the daddy sim in there, Daddy Kun, Daddy Kun. Daddy Kiryu Kun.
Oh,
and and so I'm going through the story. I'm in around chapter 8 right now, and I'm enjoying it. It's not something that I really wanted to share with anybody. But yeah, I'm going through that. And
you didn't play a little bit on stream? No, that was only 2. That's right. It was only 2. You sure? Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. That's right. That's right. Yeah.
Positive.
Same thing for me. The RGG event happened that we covered, and then it was just like, I got the only urge because we both only played 0, and I played through 1, and it was kind of a slog after playing the amazing game that's 0. So that's when I had you watch just like the movies. I was like, don't even burn yourself out with that. And then we both stopped before 2, so we both played 2. And yeah, it was an amazing game. Like, I gotta say, that's one of the best endings of a game that I've like ever experienced.
Oh
And I think they
man,
did such a good job. The music was great. The last fight was great. Like,
it was.
Kwame itself was a good game. And not for nothing, I went back, excuse me, and looked up like the long play of
Hmm.
the YouTube video,
Hmm.
and on YouTube rather, and uh it ends the same. So it's like, if I would have had that game way back on the PS, I probably would have felt that way back then too. You know what I
Oh,
mean?
I'm sure, of
Like, a lot
course.
of, I don't think the sub quests were as good because Kwame really changed that up. But Kwame used the Dragon Engine that was used for part 6, so it just looked fantastic.
Yeah,
And then they
yeah.
had redid the sub quest and redid the fighting, so you got a modern game. The fighting was great, and then what a amazing story. And yeah, so
Hmm.
far it's on the same level as Zero, and it's just great. So yeah. What else did you play?
So other than that, which I also do want to add on to that, not only does it end really great, I really like the fact that in the beginning it catches you up.
Oh yeah.
Like, if you don't remember, let's say you took a long break to start Kwame 2, it's like, hey, do you want to hear the backstory? Do you remember all that? Do you want to catch up? And then it stops. It does a whole segment, and then it's like, do you want to hear more? And then you can do that. It asks you like 3 different times, and then you're fully caught up on all the story and all the drama and all the everything that happened. And I
Yeah.
loved that. That, like, amazing. It's perfect. It was perfectly summed up for you to start and to start shitting Kwame too.
Yeah, absolutely.
That was great. That was great. Obviously 3 is not the same. I'm pushing through it. I do think it's the weakest of what I've played so far. But
Right.
we'll keep on. We're going. We're
It
pushing on
has its
through.
moments though, because like I said,
It
I
it
did
does.
finish 3 this week, and I will say it was the weakest, and that's like not even saying a lot. You know what I mean? Because it's like, if it was the only Yakuza game you've ever played, it's a good game, minus the extra blocking that all the bosses do. But
Oh my god, I hate that. I
yeah.
hate it so much.
Yeah, no, it's like,
Ah,
yeah, they definitely block a little bit more than I'm
little
you're
bit
used
more.
to in the more tight. But again, you're playing an iterative, of part 2 for PlayStation 2. So you're playing the sequel to the PlayStation 2 game. You're not playing Kwame 3, and that's the problem.
Exactly.
That's the biggest problem.
Mhm.
It's like, if it got a Kwame treatment, I think 3 is the last game that needs it. And then I think I hear
Yes.
4, the battle system's a lot better. I've already looked up some of the gameplay, so the graphically it's a bit better. It obviously doesn't look as good as like as Zero or the Kwame games, but it's still a
I'm sure.
jump, a minor, it's a refinement of 3. And that's where that's the first game they finally do multi protagonist. So you're playing multi city,
Mhm.
multi protagonist in 4 and in 4. So but I don't want to jump into 4 right now because I have too many games to play. Because after
Yeah,
I
you don't want to
finish,
burn out either.
yeah, because
Like, I think we've played enough.
yeah, the what's it called, the Kwame uh Yakuza burnout is super real, and if you're any kind of Yakuza fan, you know that it's like you want to catch up, but it's hard to play more than I can play 2, because it's, if one ends really good, I can play a second one. You know what I mean?
Exactly,
Like you want
exactly,
to
which
keep
is what
going.
happened.
Yeah.
Yes, yes. But after 3, I'm definitely going to take a break myself. We still have time for the rest of the games. We still have plenty of time to catch up. And we have to prepare for the other games that are coming out really soon. God of War, you know? So, but yeah, but other than that, I was a little up in the air on what to play on stream this week. I did play and finish Cult of the Lamb last night, which was super fun. That game was definitely all around fun. I had been wanting to go back to it for a bit. I did fall off of it because I got into Yakuza, and as well as we were kind of back and forth on the Fortnite thing, but I fell off of Cult of the Lamb. Finished it last night. I thought it was great.
Yeah.
Definitely an all around really good game. You have so many things to it. You've got the farming sims, you have the community sim. You're cultivating everything and everyone. So you have to, and then you have fishing in there. Fishing's always fun. And you have the dungeon runs. You start collecting things. You build everything up. You gain your powers and powers, your different things to do for your cult, with your cult, to your cult, and it's great. It ends just awesome, and I was so determined to beat it last night. I'm so happy. I'm
Yeah,
so
that was a
happy.
fun stream. Throwing on the Final Fantasy music to beat the last boss was
I was having trouble, yes, but we brought in the big guns. We brought in the big guns, Worm's Tail from Final Fantasy.
Hey, I get it,
I
because
love it.
that double gargoyle statue fight from Demon Souls was kicking my ass, and
Yes.
putting on that Worm's Tail music, like, it gets the adrenaline like fired up. So yeah, absolutely, a good
Yes.
song to put on if you need, your adrenaline going. But yeah, so yeah, I mean, like I said, all I did was play God of War. Well, I did, but I mean, I played
did.
Yakuza 3, finished that. Was, like I said, it ended all right. Honestly, I went back to Kwame 2 to do the side stuff, because I'm like, a lot of the side stuff does kind of repeat in some of these games. They kind of like give you like a fresh take on an old quest and stuff like that. So a lot of them are similarly written. So I was like, you know what, I'm gonna do side stuff. I'd rather just go to Kwame 2. You get I don't have to worry about story. You get better graphics, better battle system. So I just ended up just leaving 3 behind after I beat the main story. And then now I started God of War. I was gonna play it on PlayStation. I have it on PlayStation, from back in 2018. And I know they unlocked the frame rate, but I ended up just finding a cheap, sale. Finding it for cheap rather, and getting it on Steam, because Steam Deck. One of the best parts of playing the Yakuza, what made it easier to play a second Yakuza game, was playing it on the Steam Deck versus just sitting on my PC. So, same thing with God of War. It's been nice that I can just, when I'm just want to play a little bit extra, do some more. It's like laying in bed with the Steam Deck to finish up like a long game and like make some progress. Even if it's just like 15 minutes, it's just nice. You can get those extra few minutes to play the game. So yeah, so I have it on Steam, and I started a new game there just so I wanted to kind of see how it looked in the whole 4K and all the HDR, and do everything that it can do, on PC versus PlayStation. So that's what I did. And yeah, it's been good playing it again. It's like, I didn't think I was really gonna get into it. Like I thought I was, like I was like, damn, do I really even feel like playing another game right now after playing these 2 big Japanese games? And nope, yep, I was ready. I'm like, it feels really good, even though I know the story and everything. It's like, it's been 4 years since I played it, and I don't want to, I don't want to watch a recap or anything when I start. I want like God of War, 2018 to be fresh in my mind for Ragnarok. I've been looking forward to Ragnarok since 2018, since the ending, since I watched those credits roll. I've been waiting for Ragnarok. That's like that game. If like, again, there's a lot of talk about game of the year, blah blah blah, but I really think, replaying God of War, it's like I said, it reminded me of why it's so good. The acting, the joke, like the little humor from Brock, one of the dwarves that make your weapons, like getting, seeing all this stuff again, seeing, getting the little details of the Norse mythology and all that. And it's like, I forgot how well done that first game is, that I'm like, I cannot wait for them to see what they build on, in the sequel. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it may not be fully next gen, and I don't even care about that. All I care about is a super fun gameplay and a great story. And I think it's going to deliver big time. And like I said, it's going to give Elden Ring a run for its money because of that. You know what I mean? Elden Ring might take it home, and I don't blame it I won't be mad if Elden Ring takes home, but I do think that God of War is going to win it. I think it's going to be it's either going to be exactly like 2018, where Elden Ring wins everything else except Game of the Year, or God of War is going to win like everything except Game of the Year. You know what I'm saying? But I think at this point right now, it's going to be really, really like a head-to-head, like of what,
I think so too.
And I don't know, it might, who knows? I don't know what Keely's going to do. Maybe he'll just throw a curveball to the whole industry, like, you know what? This is what everybody wanted. I think emotions, people make decisions with their emotions, and that's what I have to say. It's like, while Elden Ring was a super fun game, super addicting, like, it's a game that, like, you go into it, and the core gameplay is the main thing that keeps you there. And there's something to be said about that the core gameplay, not the story, not the graphics, the core gameplay is what kept you. The world is what kept you there. I mean, yeah, the world itself as well, like the scenery, the landscape, the monsters, the sense of wonder, the sense of, the curiosity that it, like, what's in that cave over there? What's that door right there? What's this? It instills something that that a lot of people probably haven't felt since Breath of the Wild. And I know it's cliche to compare an open world game to Breath of the Wild, but I think that it's almost disingenuous to say, to not compare God of War, Elden Ring to Breath of the Wild. And I say that because what Breath of the Wild was by far not the first open world game, right? So it's like, and everyone makes the whole like, oh, it wasn't the first open world game, but I'm like, but that's not what I don't think, for me, it's never meant open world. Oh, it's the Breath of the Wild of this. No, it's always meant like a game that's normally linear, gets an open world game, but not only that. What made Breath of the Wild so different was that if you see it, you can go there. That was like the mantra of that game. If you see it, you can go there, and that was Elden Ring. If you can see it, you can go there. You can get over there. The map doesn't even look that big when you're looking at it, but it is massive. And then not only that, but then you have massive parts not shown on the map. You know what I mean? Underground cities and all that. And there's multiple underground cities.
Oh my
and it's
gosh,
and it's crazy how much is packed inside the world that has nothing to do with the overworld. You know what I mean? So it's like, that's what Zelda first brought, Breath of the Wild first brought to the table, was that, like, you see something, you see a door, those not mausoleums, what are they called, the temples that were like in the far corner. No, not the shrines. The shrines are the little mini dungeons. I'm talking about the giant like temples that were like, in the far corners of the map. You remember that? Like one's like a giant maze, and labyrinths. Yes, that like you just it has nothing to do with the main story, but you go, all of a sudden you bump into a labyrinth that's like super hard to get into, and it's like, dude, that's what Elden Ring did. That's what Elden. They took that. They it pulled a lot from that, and to me. Like, see, that's what makes Elden Ring like Breath of the Wild. That's what makes it the Breath of the Wild of Souls games. So. So, that's why when people like say, oh, it's cliche, and I'm like, not really, because it instilled all those same like feelings of curiosity that I haven't felt since Breath of the Wild.
Exactly.
So while God of War won't do that necessarily, the story itself is what is what's going to keep you engaged. So it's
absolutely,
it's the new bond, the continued bonding of the father and son, seeing the rest of that family, the rest of the gods go crazy, fighting Kratos, seeing those set pieces and flying through the air, and fighting doing those epic battles, and I'm sure the ending is going to be some
hits.
Hits, exactly.
Fighting. Yes,
and
even. I don't understand. There's one thing I don't understand. Well, not that I don't understand. I'm just like, what grinds my gears? Just how people are not happy with how Kratos. You had mentioned how people were just not happy with how Kratos. They would have wanted him to be like the older games,
right?
But
like just go in and kill shit and that's it.
I know, but then it sucks because those same people would probably come back and be like, wait, why are they just doing the same exact thing as the old days? But he's got character development going for him right now.
And he's still like, I was playing it, I'm like, he was really cold, like replaying the game, and people saying that, I'm like, he was still the same Kratos, like he was just dealing with a little boy, and at the same time he didn't like that. He was really mean to Atreus in the beginning of the game.
Yeah,
he's like, like exactly, when he screams at him, he's like, what are you doing? You're not supposed to just shoot. I told you how to do it. And then he takes the bow from him, and he's like, he's like, sorry. He's like, don't say sorry, or don't be sorry, be better, And I thought that was crazy. Like, like the way he just like, he gets upset. Like, what are you doing? Like, you're trying to teach, like, he's not some softy all of a sudden. He's trained.
And mind you, let's say you start with that in the beginning of God of War 2018. And then you look at the trailer of Atreus, he's like, you're not believing in what I'm bringing or what I'm trying to tell you. And Kratos is like, yeah, I don't get it, but I'm still following you. And like, you see that he's different from his impatient ass in the first one, just like, give me that thing, like, don't do that. He's like, I'm following you blindly, and I don't know what the hell you're doing, but I'm following you.
And it was that, and then it's also that gut punch of like, when he's like, come on, let's go hunt, you know, and he's like, what are we hunting? He's like, hunting deer. He's like, all right, which way? Okay, fine, which way are we going? In the direction of deer. When he said that shit, I was like, I forgot about that. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. If you bring that same writing, that same like
yes.
you know, like, he wasn't trying to be good. So it wasn't like all of a sudden he was like this good guy or whatever. He didn't trust nobody. He didn't give a shit.
Exactly.
It was, you know, it was like, he didn't even call him by his name. Like, boy, like, come here. You know what I mean?
Boy. Yay.
Exactly. It feels so good to play that game again. That's why I'm like,
oh man.
See,
I gotta freshen up now. I gotta get a refresher.
I'm telling you, I'll get you a key as well. Like, I might as well just get you a key. If you want to play on your Steam, do you care about playing? Should I just do it so you can play on the Steam Deck? Yeah, probably, right? Yeah, I know.
I don't know.
Anyway, we'll talk about it after this. But yeah, we should get on to the news. If you're not already following, definitely give us a follow at Video Games X Life on Twitch. If you want to see me stream, I stream Mondays and Fridays. Excuse me. I'm trying to stream Fridays and not even. What days am I trying to stream? Sundays and Mondays, and we'll do the podcast on Fridays. Yes, days. You can also follow Fefer, right, on the Twitch at Fefer. And where else can they follow you?
You can find me at Fefer Plays on Twitter and on Fefer Plays, this is 2 S's, on Instagram and 1 S again on TikTok. I messed that up. It's okay.
It's okay. Oh yeah, and Twitch. I'm on Twitter as well at Video Games X Life. If you want to hit me directly, or if you want to follow the podcast Twitter, that's also there at Video Games X. at VGXL Podcast on Twitter, where we try to tweet when we have new episodes. But I've been slacking like a doofus. But yeah, we got a lot of news to cover. One of the biggest things that I just want to kind of get out of the way is Stadia is dead. Sorry, that's like when Keely comes out and goes, Batman is dead, like just so happy about it, like Batman is dead. Stadia is dead. And I've been saying it since I don't know how many episodes ago, and I if you follow me on Twitter, you've already seen me probably already typed this out, but we had a YouTube TV subscription. I was trying it out. You got a free modern what's that called, Chromecast. It was like the latest Chromecast or whatever. If you bought one, and Chromecast was $50 and it was like $60 for the thing, and you got a free Chrome. I'm like, all right, so you get a whole free device for trying it out. So I said, you know what, fine. Or not really free, it's like you bought the device, you got a free month of YouTube TV or whatever, something like that. So we did that. Didn't really care about the TV service. But during that, Stadia, which wasn't compatible, mind you, with this new Chromecast, that's another thing that got me like, you're telling me your brand new video game service that you just released a few months ago isn't compatible with your main TV device? You're pushing this new TV campaign, YouTube TV, blah blah blah, but your Chromecast doesn't, but your Stadia service doesn't work with it. That makes it eventually did. Don't get me wrong, eventually did. But I'm saying on the launch, you would think, hey, try the new Stadia with our new Chromecast. You know what I mean? If you want to, if you get YouTube TV, you get that with a new, and it's compatible, and you can do other things with it, whatever. Because it was like kind of like an Android device as well. No, it wasn't compatible at the moment. But if you were subscribed, you were allowed to get the Stadia for free. So I said, that's great. Then my ghetto greedy ass was like, we had a family plan, which we still do, because of streaming. I subscribe to Twitch, YouTube Premium, so we get no commercials during music, and I watch a lot of YouTube. I actually watch YouTube more than any streaming service. So I'm like, this is worth paying for. Plus, you get the music service with it. So it's like that's my music service too. So it's like, instead of paying for Spotify, whatever, I just use YouTube Music. So that's what we're paying for, the family plan. So we have 5 email accounts on the family plan, and that carried over to the YouTube TV. So I was like, what happens if you try to go for a free Stadia? Does it let you?
Yeah.
Sure enough, right? It just lets you.
Mm-hmm.
Then I said, let's try the other email account. Sure enough, let us do that until we maxed the whole amount. They shipped all of them to the same address. There was no check.
We got just 4 of them. I don't think we got that 5th one.
Whatever.
Yeah.
Why are you telling the people that? Come on, they don't need to know that. No, who would have ever known that? Come on, humor me a little bit over here. Who cares if they?
You're over here trying to sell them for 2.5K. I don't want them to think we got a 3rd one here.
I'm not gonna sell them even if I had 3 more left.
I know.
More left. I wasn't gonna sell them.
We're gonna wait. We're gonna wait in about 25 years.
If I have 3 left, I might give it to one other person. Oh, we gave one away, so we would have only had 2. That's why we only have 2 left. All right, yeah.
Yes.
So because we did the giveaway, we opened 1, and we have 2 left. Either way, it would have let us take 5. We got 4 of them, and you would think, oh, 1 limit per account. You know, like Amazon, you can't get the free games on the other whoever redeems the free games that month, they're the ones that get the games under their name. So if you Fefer, who's under the same account as me, redeems those Amazon games, so I ask you like, hey, do you want this? Even though it doesn't matter because I don't even use that. We
even split up the Twitch Prime gaming sub.
Exactly, you don't even get
Twitch.
Exactly. See, so a big tech company, they could have added limitations, and they let us get 5 of them with a Chrome, the Premier editions with the Chromecast built that came with it. 5 of them. When I saw that, I said they can't get rid of these things. They're so desperate that they're like, you know what, just send them all 5 of them. Who cares? Like, get rid of them. Just get rid of them. Like, there's just no way that if it was selling well and people were that they would have given away 5 of them or 4 of them to one account. There's just no way they would have done that.
Exactly. Mind you, this was when was that again? That was sometime last year or so.
Last year, the podcast was still like, we were like, I think not even in episode 30 yet, maybe something like that.
That was, I don't even know now. So then, I mean, at this point, I mean, not even how long ago they had shut down their internal studio anyway. So it's like,
and then it was like shortly after that,
yeah, it just all went downhill from there slowly.
Yeah, because it was like Kojima was supposed to do a game with them, didn't happen. Amy Hennig, who was supposed to do a game with them,
on that. How did they pass on that though?
Yeah, because it was a single player game. I'm like, what? That was just like announced yesterday, or the guy who did Stadia maybe today said that, like, Kojima was passed because it was a single player game. Like, what? You get one of the biggest, most renowned, even if you don't like Kojima's games, he's one of the most renowned developers out there, and you know, that's how detached they are from reality of the gaming industry. Like, it was single player. We didn't want that. Like, it's a good thing he didn't waste his time doing anything else.
I know.
So, yeah, I don't know. Again, I don't know what the hell they were thinking over there, but that, I don't know. It's like, it kind of gave cloud gaming a bad look, because the whole idea now is, do we need cloud gaming? Cloud gaming is dead in the water. That's what they get. It's not that. Is that nobody wants to pay full pop $60 for a game they do not own. And the thing is that if Google could have figured out a way to say, like Xbox, say, yes, it's $60, but you get a local download on our Google launcher, whatever, even though people wouldn't be happy about that. But regardless, you know, it's still a launcher. You know, you get full access to the game in a modified version of Chrome, which will launch the game. You know, like, you go to Chrome will read your computer, see you have the game, and launch the game for you through Chrome. And whatever, you can use GChat or you can use Hangouts to chat with people. Like, if they would have fully combined their services and integrated into the games and said, look, you can chat, you can make phone calls or whatever, however you want to do it. You know, you can use our like, because, you know, whatever, use their social features along with the games, you know, and it's a local game, and if you're in the street, you get great streaming. Exactly.
Share your game and scores with your friends through Google Hangouts.
Exactly.
Through GChat. Show them your best score and challenge them. You know, like something doofy like that. Anything.
Exactly. But no.
They gave Stadia the old Sony,
the PlayStation Vita, right? The PS Vita treatment.
Yeah.
They were like,
ooh.
Exactly. So definitely didn't work out. And yeah, I don't know. Did you ever see this working out, Fefer?
No. I didn't care for it. Like you said, I'm not going to pay full price. The only game that I actually bought on Stadia, because it was only on Stadia, was the one hand clapping game. I always think of that. One hand clapping. Because it was that's a game that you use your microphone, you use your voice, and you go, "Oh," and then you can make a path for your little person to go walk on, and you do puzzles by using your voice. You hum it out or whatever. You can make loud noises, and you go,
Now hum it out. Now hum it out. Now hum it out. Yeah, sorry.
And that's what helps the path go up or down. And it's a really fun game, which reminds me, I actually have to go over to play the DLC that came out a while back. But that was the only thing that I got, and I got it on a discount because I don't know, I got some sort of coupon on there. But
no, exactly.
yeah, no, I
That's
didn't
what I'm
believe in
saying.
it,
There was
honestly.
nothing worth buying. I had the subscription for a while just to collect the free games. I said, you know what? And it's funny because remember I left the extra controller or the yeah. Oh, did we open two?
No, we only opened one.
And we brought it to my parents' house.
Yep, and then they sent it back.
They sent it back, right? Oh my god.
They didn't even want it. No, okay. They didn't know what
I
it
was gonna say. I was gonna say I left it at my parents' house, and then they ended up sending it back. So I was like, damn. Ew, what the hell is this junk? Take that shit back. I'm pretty sure we opened two, honestly. Because I left one here, and then I opened one for their house. So I think we only have one sealed left. Yeah, I think we have one sealed left. Because that box, remember, isn't there a box sitting in my parents' house? The Stadia box is sitting there still. I'm pretty sure it's still sitting there.
No,
but
I don't think so.
I don't know.
But
Who knows? Regardless,
yeah.
I'm pretty sure it is sitting there, but it doesn't matter.
Yeah, well, we'll figure that out.
They sent back just the
update the
controller. They sent back just the controller, not the whole box. That's what I'm saying. I think the Stadia box is still sitting over there, but I could be wrong. But either way, and then on top of that, I'm reading today they didn't even tell the developers. They didn't even tell like, hey guys, we're sorry, it's not doing well. It's like, oh, and if you don't already aware of this, it's closing January
like 18th or something.
Yeah,
like
18th 23. So it's gonna last 4 more months, not three more months, 3.5 more months, and that's it. And then like all the developers, if you bought any games, you're getting a full refund, which is kind of interesting. I'm telling you, they're just covering their ass. Like, we don't want to get sued. We don't want to have bad press. Just give everybody their money back. But if you did subscribe, you're not getting that money back. But if you bought the hardware, so even if you bought the controller, you'll get a refund for the controller as well. So at least there's that. But that's screwed up. How do you not even tell the developers? Like,
that's so messed up.
It's messed up. And I don't know what indie studio said that they have a game launching in November. Now they're scrambling to put. They have to put it now on another. I mean, come on. They have plenty of options. They have Epic. They have,
yeah. I mean, they can. I'm sure they can go to any other thing. But still, if that's something they were just kind of gunning for, and then that was, what?
No, I was gonna say that's right. It sucks because it's not Windows based. It was always Linux based. That's how they did the streaming through Linux, or whatever. So, so that means that like it's not like they're just developing for Windows and they're streaming Windows. No, you're streaming a Linux game. So that means they do have to retweak it. So now they have to port their game to Windows. If they weren't already doing that, which that sucks. Pretty sure they were. But yeah, if you were only testing for the whatever Linux streaming service for them and that's it, now you have to go back and test your game and do all the shit for Windows. If they weren't already doing that, make sure that now tweaking it to work on Windows is safe. But yep, end of not even an era, just end of another stupid service by Google. Yeah, until the next one. But yeah. Speaking of stupidity, E3 is in person in June 13th to the 16th, 2023.
Yay.
Also, Keely announced if you want November 1st, Game Awards tickets in LA are going on sale. You want to go to LA?
Nah.
Why you don't want to go? I'm going. If you want to go with me, VGXL to the Game Awards, I will be buying tickets November 1st for just me, myself. No. What's that? Are you coming?
Nah.
Aw, you heard it here first, folks. Oh man,
That's gonna be my diss in the future. I'm gonna drop you like Stadia.
Wow. Well, speaking of corny, Caribbean singer Ed Sheeran. Ed Sheeran is making the Pokemon song with in collaboration with Pokemon that's gonna be featured in the next main games. Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, I forgot to mention we're gonna be going to Comic-Con in person next week in New York. So be there with us.
Friday. Just Friday. We went to buy tickets for Saturday. Saturday was sold out.
Super sold out.
That's the first one sold out, and we're not. We don't have that much money to buy a 4-day ticket, nor do we have babysitting for all those days. So Friday it is.
Yeah. Oh well, but yeah. So Caribbean singer. I'm in love with the shape of you.
I love you like a Pikachu.
Exactly. He should have did that. He should have did the Caribbean. He should have did the Caribbean Pokemon song.
Pika, 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 Pika. Chill. That's it, I'm done.
That was awesome. And this is kind of old. We haven't did an episode in a while, but if you were paying attention to the news, if you watch a lot of YouTube, Video Game Donkey announces his new publishing company, Big Mode.
Big Mode, yes. So he got a lot of slack on. Obviously, he had a lot of people supporting him because everybody's like, "Hey, okay, cool, go for it. Can't wait to see it." And then, of course, there's people like, "So you're basing the fact that you're starting up a publishing company on just like, I play a lot of games, so I'm looking for a lot of good games, and I'd love to work with you all." And I mean, obviously, everybody's going to complain. People don't always know. People don't always know what everything that's entailed in all these things. So obviously, there's people who are just like really supportive again. Other people who are just like let's say we have a Discordia Dystopia. She didn't really say on whether she supported or anything, but she did just go and explain in a tweet that she put out in regards to the topic, just listed everything that a publisher had to deal with: porting, distribution, certification,
Exactly. It's like, it's not just picking games. I mean, he's a smart guy, so I'd like to think that, you know, I think he just means he's qualified to sift out, you know, there's a lot of junk out there. I mean, there's a lot of junk out there.
There's tons. Yeah.
You know, so it's like, you know, using his fame already. I mean, come on, he already has a massive channel.
Yeah,
so
he's
it's
got
like,
like over 7 million followers.
That's what I'm saying. So I'm like,
rather.
I'm pretty sure a lot of this was already thought out. I mean, he can't be that dumb to be like, I just like video games. And I think people get a little bit crazy. I mean, you know, to say like all the stuff is involved, it's you know, that's assuming he doesn't know that all that stuff's involved. And it's like,
exactly,
like, I get it, maybe he'll crash and burn because he doesn't know, but you know, he's not once you hit a certain milestone on YouTube, you're no longer working alone. If you want money, if you want to continue, if you want to get paid big money and stuff like that, you end up having to join a group or whatever to make your money. Like you pretty much need a management company. So there's that. You know, I mean, again, you already have 7 million subscribers, so just posting the game on there is already gonna, you know, help you advertise and just, you know, or whatnot, you know. So it's like, again, it made headlines that he's doing this. So when his first game that he's publishing releases, guess what? That's gonna make headlines. And
it is.
And you know, absolutely. I'm sure that will there be growing pains? I'm sure there will be. You know, I'm sure it's gonna, you know, might he, you know, greenlight a crap game that he thinks is great? It's like, again, you have to also, you know, hope that the vertical slice of what you play is actually what's going to come to fruition, you know. So it's like, again, so it could be some growing pains, because yeah, anybody could say, yeah, this game looks amazing. Look at Look at Anthem. That game, if you would have played that vertical slice of what they showed in 2018, that game looked fantastic, amazing. Anybody would have said yes to that game, and it turned out to be a piece of junk. So it's like, anything could happen. I'm just being, I guess, on the more cautiously optimistic side of like, I don't think he's a dummy. You know what I'm saying? Maybe.
Exactly.
And it's his money.
I'm looking forward to seeing what comes out.
Exactly.
That means more games for me to look at and possibly just see. And you know what? It also gives, like you said, indie developers, some spotlight with pretty much with his clout,
Exactly.
So he's already got the name on there, and obviously everything that he's going to publish, whether we like it, he likes it, whoever likes it, that's all subjective. So just like with every single game out there, I might like just the nerdiest looking, silly, quirky indie game out there, and other people will be like, that's dumb, and then they'll just go and shove their face into I was gonna say Arkham Asylum, because that was just the first thing that came into my head, and then they'll like love that and just love it to pieces and just not play anything else, and I'll just be like, okay, that's whatever, that's not for me, or whatever,
I thought you went something that said but.
Yeah, no, I did.
Oh, okay.
It was both. But
shove their face into some butt.
We'll see, because then even what I thought it was really funny, just a side note to that, is that he did him and his partner, I think her name is Aaliyah, they chose a frog for their logo. And the developer who made the Frog Detective games, like, he didn't speak too highly of the Frog Detective games. And then so they tweeted out like, oh, how ironic is it that you hate on the Frog Detective games, but your logo's now a frog,
Oh,
silly.
come on. Get out of here. Like, so
but you see the type of stuff that people were coming at him for.
Yeah, that's corny. Like, get out of here. Oh, man.
I thought that was funny.
Speaking of corny. Elder Scrolls 5 Skyrim Anniversary Edition just dropped on the Switch again. Well, the game itself again, but now the Anniversary Edition came out, and that's not even the big news. First of all, there was no announcement. It just kind of shadow dropped. Second, it's $70, which I think is like the most it costs from any place. So now the fanboys are like, oh, look at a $70 Bethesda game, blah 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 blah. But it did come out. What I found interesting about this story is that it came out that Nintendo actually publishes that. So I think they're in control of the pricing. So they're the ones who are charging the $70 for the game. But I think it's a mix though, because I'm like, why would you let them do that? Like I don't know. I feel like that's agreed upon. Like, okay, we're gonna sell your game for $70. And I'm like, wow, okay. Exactly.
Like that, does that mean we get more of it because you guys are still going to charge us the Nintendo fee? Like, yep. Okay.
Exactly. That's why I'm like, get out of here. Yeah, maybe they're helping determine that, but I guarantee it was discussed at least a little bit. But whatever.
Yeah, no, I'm sure.
This was interesting that I had no idea even existed. Shenmue anime just got canceled. I had no idea even existed. Apparently it's going to still be season 1. Yeah, it's going to be around, but yeah, unfortunately, I don't think. I guess it didn't really do too well. So, was it just like a whole season of him saying, "Do you know where I can find the sailors? Do you know where I can find the sailors?" But animated
and using a forklift. Duh.
Yeah, exactly. That's it. It was just him forklifting and asking for sailors for like however many episodes the anime was. Sackboy Big Adventure.
All right.
What happened?
I'm sorry. Do you know where I can find? Sorry.
Do you know where I can find some sack boys? Well, wait, that came out so wrong.
I'll show you a sack.
Yeah, I know, right? So that's coming to PlayStation with some extra bells and whistles, 120 FPS, I believe.
PlayStation, you say?
I mean, it's a PlayStation game being ported to PC. And yeah, that's pretty much it. It's coming to PC. So if you like Sackboy, or if you didn't have a PS5 or didn't want to buy it on PS4, Now's your chance to get it on PC. I probably would not be rebuying this game
No.
at all. Now, or whatever. We have it on PlayStation, and that's good enough. That can stay on PlayStation. Yeah. I do recommend it though. That game is very fun, especially if you have a family, or
Yes.
you and the wife, or whoever you and your partner. It's a fun game to co-op. Two to 4 players. They have some good licensed music like Bruno Mars and stuff like that, because it's Sony. So Sony actually used their licensed music in that game. So I thought that was really good. Great. And you would think you would see that a little bit more. Like Sony is like a massive like company when it comes to like other things besides gaming. Yes, gaming is keeping their like more technology side where it is. But people say, oh, it's PlayStation keeping it afloat. But I'm like, they have Sony Studios and Sony Music, like exactly. Sony Records is a giant fucking music. They're the ones who owned Michael Jackson for a while there. Exactly. And probably the ones that killed him. If you want to get into some conspiracies, I mean, they were the last publisher that he was publicly fighting against before he passed away. I'll say that much. He was publicly fighting against Sony and how they were a shit company and how they were the devil, and that he was so happy to get out of the contract with them and he's never going to be with them ever again. And like he died like 2 years later, like, you know what I'm saying? So
exactly.
But anyway, that's a whole nother story.
That's
Speaking of killing, Modern Warfare, so the beta came out. I forgot to mention that earlier what games we were playing. So I played the beta, played it with the boy. I had some fun with it. I don't know what it was. Maybe like I just, since the game wasn't polished enough, or footsteps were really loud, I was just getting murdered. I was getting murdered in there a little bit more than usual. People were saying skill-based matchmaking, and and that's what's helping. I'm not that good, so I don't see how my skill was put up against anybody that was that great. But I don't know. It was solid. It was a solid game. I'll give it that much. Felt very solid. Felt very good to play.
I agree.
Oh,
I played like 2 matches. I played a little.
I forgot. I was like, what are you talking about?
You're looking at me like, you don't play no Call of Duty. I played, okay?
Yeah,
I played with the boy too.
And the third person mode, that was cool. Yeah, that was really cool. So yeah, that's it. I just,
the shooting did feel really good, but that can be said about all the Call of Duties. The shooting feels really good. The running around, I had fun with it, honestly, in those few matches that I did play, because I caught it like at the very tail end of the first weekend of the beta, the first weekend. And but yeah, it was fun. We did I don't know, we did capture the things. What's it called? I had to capture
hard
like
point?
8 points. Hard point. Thank you. I'm like, I don't know the name of that. But
is it hard point? That's one point that jumps around. If you said A and B, that's control. Oh, okay.
We did one match of hard point.
Okay.
And then there was another one that was control.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't appreciate the fact that somebody was teaming up with somebody on the other team and they kept on killing me. But
yeah, that's weird. And there was cheating happening too, that people were upset. So apparently they're gonna fix the footsteps. They're gonna fix, the visibility. Apparently people had problems with some of the balancing. People are gonna do so. So yeah. But hopefully, we'll see what happens. They do need to fix some stuff though. Like honestly, like I said, the footsteps were a little bit crazy, a little bit weird, really loud. But it did work out though. I will say it did work out in the more competitive modes, like search and destroy and stuff, because everyone's running around, and there's no respawn, so you hear footsteps. You kind of like moving around, you hear footsteps, like tuk, 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 you're just like waiting for them, like pow, like thank you,
like stomping around.
Yeah. So yeah. So if anything, we'll see what when the full release comes out, if they actually stick to what they said. But yeah, there's a couple other things we want to mention before we get out of here. This came up like a couple of days ago. I'm so mad that I didn't hear. Like I said, I kind of fell off on reading video game news this week, and I was catching up today. And Wild Hearts was a game that was announced. I was calling it what was it called? Monster Fort, Fort Hunter.
Fort Hunter.
Like it's pretty much, it looks like if you really pay attention, it looks like a Fortnite and Monster Hunter mixed together, like an aspect of Fortnite, mixed together with Monster Hunter. But it looks really fun. So looks like a Monster Hunter competitor, set in a kind of a very Japanese setting or whatnot. But the whole thing is that, while you're fighting, it's multiplayer. While you're fighting these monsters, you have this little device that you can throw, and it does different things. So it can do like a little fort. That's what makes it look like Fortnite. It's this contraption. It'll build itself. Then you can
build up.
Yeah, you can jump off of it and float towards the monster. You can I guess I'm assuming upgrade it or whatever to create traps. So that's what's really cool about that, is that you're not only grinding for your gear to make you stronger, but you're probably going to be grinding for this contraption to do different things.
That sounds really cool.
They also showed them using the harpoon gun looking things or whatever to capture the monster. Like it looked really, really cool. That I'm like, this, and it's being made with EA and Koei Tecmo. Koei Tecmo can do some nice, good crunchy hitting and fighting, and hopefully that, it looked really good. Like the fighting looked like if it had more a visceral impact than let's say a Monster Hunter. Even though I love Monster Hunter, don't get me wrong, I love Monster Hunter. That's what's making me excited about this. I loved Rise. I bought it on Switch, and I had to get it for the Steam Deck. I had to get Monster Hunter for the Steam Deck, and then after that, it was and I've played the other ones. So World or whatnot. So I'm excited for this. I'm excited to see how they change the formula up, what they do. It looks a little bit rough, but hopefully, they'll polish it up. And it just got announced 3 days ago, and it's coming out February. So
yeah, that
was like the kicker. After that, I was like, this game looks really awesome. 4 months away. Honestly, it would probably cause a lot of silence, but hearing a game announcement and then hearing that's coming out like 2-3 months later or a month later is like amazing to me. Like it's refreshing. It's like, I don't gotta wait till 2024 to play this. Exactly. That sounds great, right?
Yes. And then you don't have to worry about, oh, what if it gets delayed? Like, if they're announcing a date, it sounds like they're good to go, and they're just fixing up any tiny things that have to be kind of tied up at the end.
Exactly.
So that's great. That is great.
It kind of reminds me of the way Apex launched with literally no marketing or anything, and it just came out of nowhere. It felt really good to play, and it's been a pretty big phenomenon ever since. And that's awesome. I think that's really great that the game stayed good even without its marketing or whatnot. So you never know.
Yeah.
What else we have on the docket here? It's I didn't even see this. Actually, you posted this link here. I had no idea this was a thing.
Yeah, me neither. I saw this. I'm like, oh,
so
that's
Death
cool.
Stranding 2 has is I didn't even know it was official. So apparently it's official, and it's codenamed Ocean. So I'm wondering what the hell that's going to be about. So I also heard that the other game, what was it called? Remember they kind of announced it with the girl that with the girl's face. That they would say, oh, it's probably that actress. But what was the code? What was the name of that? It was it's the name is slipping.
The one with Elle Fanning. Hold on.
What is the name of it? Overdose? Was it Overdose? I think that's what it was. I don't
think I knew that name then.
Oh, okay. Pretty sure it was Overdose. That's not even on this page, but let me see. It's I'll put
Yes, Overdose.
Okay. So apparently I think they said Overdose was gonna be maybe a side game or a spin-off of Death Stranding 2. Or something like that, but Death Stranding 2 is coming. I really didn't think he was gonna make a sequel to that. I thought he was just gonna stop with sequels because of Metal Gear, and he's only worked on one game, and I don't know. But
I know, and it's funny because he has a brief moment that he does mention it on his
mention what?
Being stuck in being known as the person who does sequels and continuing a certain franchise and sequels in that sense. you
I
know.
see. Right, right,
He
right.
mentions it on his podcast. Yes, we're
That
still listening to his podcast.
that weird podcast.
Yes. I did skip over the second episode because I haven't seen that movie Nope.
I know,
So
and he
I
talked a
don't want
little bit too.
spoilers.
Yeah, he talked a little bit too much about Nope, and while he says it wasn't really spoilers and it's stuff you can see in the trailer, I've been wanting
I
to see
still
that
don't wanna.
movie, and
Yeah.
and I'm
Yeah.
like, no, it was a lot. It was a lot. I really don't think you should watch it. I actually stopped it at one point because he kept saying, and there's the scene in this part and the scene in that part, and he's mentioned several times, about the ending, and I'm just like not exactly what happens, but that it affected him, and I'm just like, even that is a little bit too much for me. I'm the one that I'm like, I say it jokingly, but I'm like, I hate spoilers so much. I don't even want to know the name of the movie. You know, like I don't even want to know what it's called. I just want to go watch a movie. I have no idea what this movie is called. You know, like, oh,
Exactly.
that's the, and that's obviously a joke, but that's I'm one that I can't stand spoilers for most things. I'm actually easing up a little bit, with some stuff like like in Yakuza, I probably, typically I feel like I would, maybe a few years ago, I wouldn't have liked even knowing some of the subquest outcomes, but now it's like, sometimes it's just like, I don't care. You can tell me about like a subquest or whatever.
I know they're all so fun in themselves though. All the side quests for Yakuza. So
Exactly, and this is why that's hence why I probably wouldn't like a spoiler. But I would still appreciate like, hey, can I tell you about this one, whatever. And I'll probably say yes, more to something like that. Obviously, main story stuff, no, absolutely not.
No, absolutely. No.
But certain I've loosened up a tiny bit, But yeah, I can't stand spoilers. And so when he's talking all that stuff, I was like, why are you talking so much? Why are you saying all that?
That's why I totally skipped that episode and I went on to the next interview. But
yeah,
it was really fun to listen to, and just his camaraderie and whatnot. I forgot the name of the gentleman that he did interview, but it was really cool listening to them just kind of compare their work in the different industries.
right.
So that was cool. That's cool.
That's really cool.
It's still a weird little way that he has the podcast set up, but we're rolling with it. We're rolling. You know what? I'm just gonna put. You know how you just like, oh, that's so and so. That's Kojima.
Yeah, I don't know. It was like I said, we've had this we've been Kojima stands on here for a long time. You actually played Death Stranding, so that made you a fan. But hearing some of the stuff he's saying, it's just like, what is wrong with Kojima? Sometimes he just feels like so full of himself. Like,
yeah,
I have to admit,
yeah.
I feel like he's indulging a little bit, and he's been known to be goofy. If you play Metal Gear Solid 4, it's one of the most goofiest games he's ever made. Plus, he's always put goofy stuff in he's always put goofy stuff in his games. Like, think Metal Gear Solid 5 that you actually played, and you were a fan of that as well. I mean, I don't think you beat the main story, but you played enough. You put enough hours into that game that's why that's one of the main reasons why I was like, you gotta play Death Stranding on PC, because on PC. Sorry, I'm just thinking about how it's also on PC or whatever.
Yes.
Damn, I gotta try. I have it on PC. I just hadn't started, but I gotta see how that runs on the Steam Deck. But anyway,
wow.
Right, to finish all those quests again. Like, I'll skip all the cutscenes this time and just grind. That's a fun game to just grind quests on. I don't care what anyone says. I enjoyed the gameplay, but the chicken thing, when you died enough and you had to put the chicken thing on or whatever, the chicken hat, and then it made you like all his games have had like jokes and humor and goofiness in them, and that I appreciate. But it's just like the fact that he really goes all in. He goes full like you never go full Kojima, like on his own podcast. It's like, like with the whole anime robot thing talking to him, and it's definitely a sight to see or a sight to listen to. It's definitely something.
Yes, absolutely.
Keely being in it, I think, was a little bit too much. I kind of cringe when I hear Keely's voice. It's like, we're Mr. Kojima's here. I'm just like,
I know. It's as much as we stand Kojima, as I'm listening to the podcast, like you said, he's indulging it. It feels like he's I want to say, like, he's not that he's showing off, but just like, he's just having fun with it for himself, you know?
Yeah, there you go.
So he's like, you know what? I have this guy. I've known him for a long time. Come talk with me. Come on. And then now he on his next interview episode, he got Peele. Which one? I'm sorry. I always
Jordan
mix up.
Peele.
Jordan Peele.
Yeah.
Thank you. So then next he got him on there, and it's I'm sure if what it feels like, he's using his he's pulling his strings to be like, you know what, I want to get this person on here. Can we get him
And
on here?
Keely's
I wanna
connected
talk to
too.
him.
That's the thing, because I've heard more than
Yes.
once that Keely has connections in Hollywood. I mean, he's been in TV kind of for a long time, so it makes some sense that he knows some people. Like he worked in,
Oh,
you
of
know,
course.
or Spike and all that. So it's like, but yeah. As well, long live Stadia. Man, thanks, Ezra. Thanks for hopping in. But yeah, I think that we pretty much covered everything we wanted to cover. Is there anything else that you want to talk about before we start closing up here?
I guess you know what? I didn't finish saying the games that I played. I did also I'm pretty proud of myself. I've been wrapping up games this past week. I also finished up Tinykin,
Oh, that's right.
that fake ass Pikmin. And I thought it was really nice. It's still not Pikmin. I'm still not happy about that. But I still enjoyed the hell out of it. So
Good.
definitely check it out.
Yeah. All right. So again, if you're not already following, definitely follow. You can follow me at Video Games X Life or at VGXL Podcast on Twitter, or Video Games X Life everywhere else. I'm trying to stream Sundays and Mondays between 8 and midnight Eastern time, and you can follow Fefer
at Fefer on Twitch, on Twitter and TikTok. Fefer Plays, Instagram Fefer Plays with 2 S's, and I stream on Twitch Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays. So at let's give around 8:30 Eastern Standard Time.
Yep, and if you listen, exactly. Sorry, and if you're listening to this on the audio only, again, we're going to be streaming. When we do stream the episodes, they will be on YouTube for now on. So catch us on YouTube. Links should be in the bio and descriptions. Give us a thumbs up, as it helps us get noticed, and leave some comments. Engage with the YouTube, please, and that'll help us grow. And I appreciate you.
Thanks. Bye.
Bye. All right. I don't know. I guess, do we edit this later? Or like, I guess we could that can just be for the audio only, and I'll just download this later. Because I'll probably just leave this up like this, right?
Yeah, we can do that.
This is I don't know how any of this works, but hey, Ezra, thanks for coming in. I appreciate you. And who we have here? Avery Krause.
Hi, Avery. Thank you.
Thank you for hopping in. See, it already works. We got we got discovered, you know, by being on YouTube instead of Twitch. But yeah. But I think we should just end it here, just in case. I don't want to make the post episode too long. But again, thank you guys who are watching. Appreciate you. I'll be live on Twitch at Video Games X Life on Twitch, and you can catch me there. Maybe Sunday. We'll see. I'll try. I'll try to stream something. All right. Bye. Later. Bye. See ya. Hold on, let me do it through her. Okay. That's so weird.